I couldn't do it. Passed up that free food thing, and I am really hungry right now. I've like eaten half a box of cereal all day, but I don't need free food. It was a convenience thing, and to be honest, if it had been like there was a grab and go bag, I probably would have taken it. Like, I'm not trying to even say that it was such a moral decision for me. But it was a sit-down thing, and I have a commitment that I just made because I had a friend call me and invite me to go to dinner, and I said yes. And I'm really not sure I need to be spending the money right now, and it is the Texas Roadhouse, so I imagine it's going to be kind of pricey. I really don't need to be spending that money right now, and I could have just sat down and ate a free dinner. I could have canceled on him. But you know what? I appreciate what they're doing there. It's a fire department, small town. You know, I really appreciate what they're doing there. It's obviously being done with a good heart, good intentions. It's serving some people, and I could have been included in that. People who would really appreciate and benefit from that free meal. It could have saved me $25, $30 going out to eat at a kind of expensive place. And I don't know, I don't want to say for sure what it's going to cost at Texas Roadhouse, because I've never been there. I imagine it's going to cost, upwards of $20 to get a meal there, but what do I know? I could choose something, I don't have to get a steak. So they're doing a good thing, and it really could benefit people, but like at the same time, I should, and anybody should, be able to work and earn enough money to meet their basic needs and go out to eat every once in a great while, which is all I do. And when I do eat on the road out of necessity, it's like Taco Bell off the dollar menu. So, and I really should, anybody should be able to do that when you're working hard. Or when you're just working, when you're going to a 9-to-5 job, you're telling them that you want full-time hours. You should be able to afford food, and you should be able to afford to go out to eat every once in a while. And if you can do that, and if we can do that in this country, that's great. And if we can't, there's a problem that we the people need to address in some way other than going and grabbing free food from a fire department. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing to do. Like, I'm sure good connections are made there. I'm sure the intention that they put into that is not wasted. I'm sure it's an opportunity for people to meet each other, including the volunteers or employees at the fire department itself, and the police or whatever other departments or agencies are there, and have people there. And I saw some youth and kids there who were there to help and volunteer. Like, I'm sure it's a good thing for all of those things. So I'm not wanting to or trying to critique it or critique the people involved on either side of that, whether they're the ones getting the food or the ones giving the food. Not trying to critique anybody or anything about it at all. I'm just saying that I couldn't really do it because I don't need it. And for me, I'm not saying what it is for anybody else, but for me, it would have been I'm hungry and I need this. And I am hungry, but I don't need this. At least I don't think I do. So, for me, choosing not to sit down and eat was an assertion that I don't need to be in a poverty mindset where I have to cancel plans with a friend in order to get free food instead. or postpone on him or anything else. And once again, there's more than one way to look at any event in life. You know, it could have been a cool thing to sit down and eat there. And it could have been something where I made a decision earlier today when I got the call from that friend to say, hey, I don't need to be going out and spending money right now, and I don't need you to pay for me either, so I'm just going to decline. I appreciate the invite. Would have been nice to see you. Maybe we can do a different thing a different time. You know, so I'm not really even trying to make this into a right or wrong call, whether I made the right call, whether I didn't make the right call, any of that. It's just a discussion. It's just something I experienced, and I'm processing it out loud on film because that's kind of what I do. And those are my thoughts about it. So, again, there's so many different ways to look at everything, so many different values to bring to any decision. I think there's some pretty important core values to hold, and your decision should align with those. But as far as the specifics, like, should I have declined to go out to dinner at all tonight or not declined to do that? In the scheme of things, I don't think it's a deal breaker. If I was going out to dinner every night, then that would be to the detriment of my business, to the detriment of maybe my future and even my present, because there's things I'd rather spend money on than that, even in the present. But one night, you know, there's so much, I've said this before, so much is arbitrary or coincidental or outside your control. Like the fact that I got an $80 gig on the way up from Indianapolis to home that happened to be very easy and very little out of my way. You know, I could have spent a couple of additional hours. I could have spent like 8 additional hours trying to make $80, but I made it on the way back when I wasn't really expecting to make anything. Or maybe, you know, a $10, $20, $30 extra payout along the way with, you know, some off tracking and everything. So, you know, take the good, take what comes in, accept what goes out as you're making reasonable, you know, just reasonable decisions without overthinking tons of stuff. Or, you know, like me, you can overthink it after the fact, but don't need to completely change plans or freak out about the decision that you have made in the present. So I'm gonna go check the measurement on some rims, hopefully get a sale tonight or soon, and then go out to eat. Thanks for watching and enjoy your evening. See you later.